Is Game of Thrones better than Lord of the Rings? Now this is the kind of debate that can get you unfriended at D&D parties all over the realm. Let's dissect this like a maester in Old Town, shall we? I'd say comparing Game of Thrones, GOT, and Lord of the Rings, LATR, is a bit like comparing a finely aged scotch to a robust dark ale. They're both remarkable, but they'll hit you in different ways. Lord of the Rings is your classic high fantasy. It's the archetype, the blueprint, the friggin' Rosetta Stone of the genre. We're talking about a story that sets the standard with elves, dwarves, wizards, and a clear-cut battle of good versus evil. Tolkien wasn't just writing books. He was crafting a universe from the mitochondria up, including languages. You've got the Fellowship banding together, epic quests and themes of power, sacrifice, and the inevitable corruption that comes with it. There's an elegance and timelessness to LATR that sits it on its own pedestal. But then, enter Game of Thrones. GOT doesn't just push the envelope, it sets it on fire. There's still high fantasy, but with more, how do I put this, grit in its craw. Westeros is like a History Channel special gone rogue. There's political intrigue on steroids, backstabbing, sometimes quite literally, and a more apparent reflection of humanity's, less appealing tendencies. The characters are complex, the plot lines are woven tighter than a Meiji's curse, and the stakes are always high. Martin's saga is a roller coaster that dodges predictability like Arya Stark dodging a knife. It's unapologetically brutal and doesn't shy away from showing you the consequences of power in the hands of morally ambiguous leaders. So, is GOT better? To me, it's like this. If you want to be uplifted by the resilience of the human spirit in the face of ultimate evil, go for Lord of the Rings. If you want a mirror to the chaos of real-world politics and a narrative that'll leave you saying, "I did not see that coming," Game of Thrones might just be your poison. Here's the deal. From my Portland, Oregon perspective, where the rain often dictates indoor activities like binge-watching or book-reading sessions, both have their rightful place on the shelf. It really comes down to what you're in the mood for. And just like whether you prefer hiking through Forest Park or taking a stroll by the Willamette, there's no wrong answer. Just personal preference. What a time to be alive, right? Where you can have your lembas bread and eat your Frey pie, too.